Hey, Tony Gassens here. Popping in. Now, I want to talk about this. Yesterday, I did a video, if you missed it, called The Number One Reason Men Leave Women. I think it was called. And, it was comments on there that YouTube decides to send some of the comments to my email address. Because not all the time do I get to read all the comments. And it was one comment that I responded to from a young lady, and I would think you never know because it didn't have a picture. You don't know if it's a real person, a troll. Sometimes a man posing as a woman. You just never know. And so I noticed something that I kind of hear a lot throughout the time, and I've mentioned it, but I just want to make a video on this just to make this clear to every woman in the world to understand that the the good man, the real man, the good man, the mature man, the faithful man is no different than the bad man. The good man has all of the same temptations. What I mean by that, all of the same temptations, all of the same thoughts, all of the same feelings. But what makes him a good man is he chooses to do the right thing. Have you ever been broke and said, I wish I could rob a bank, or I wish I could put on a mask and go strip one night? I wish I could, find some money on the side of the highway, like a bag of cash, and keep a little bit of it and turn the rest in. Like, you're not going to do that. But it's a thought. It's something that it's temptation. Have you ever been tempted with something crazy in your head where like you and I'm asking women this to where you have a vision, and don't talk about this in the comments. You have a vision of, doing something with the postman or something. Like, what if I had a one night stand? A lot of women have had a one night stand. What that was the temptation, the thought, the idea, and she gave into it. That doesn't mean that the women who have never had one, that every single one of them have never even had the thought. Now, there are women who probably have never had the thought, but that's women are so much different than men, to where as men, even good men, have the same temptations, the same thoughts. There's no such thing as a man coming to a place to where he's never tempted or he never thinks about the possibility. That doesn't exist. If a man tells you that, he's lying. He is lying. And the reason why I know this is because I am a man, and I am a good man, and I am 100% faithful to my wife. But I have to choose that. In my lifetime in dating and being in relationships, I never was faithful. I never was 100% faithful. So I had to become that. I know men who are good men who are faithful to their wife, but still look at other women and lust after other women. And that is something that a man has to grow from in that area too. And as a good man, I have talked to other stellar, amazing men. Uh, one of the gentlemen who writes books like me wrote a book on, you know, men and lust. Like, men, this is real. Like, and that's one of the things that women struggle with, and that's what makes life so hard for women. If But I believe it's God did it intentionally. Is if you were not an eternal optimist, then life would be very gloomy. You would be very down. So I get it why God gave women this, like, this eternal hope, this eternal optimism, that there is this perfect man who, when he falls in love with you, he will never look at another woman. And I see women put this in my comments. If a man is in love with you, he will never look at another woman. He will never lust after another woman. He will never. And it's like, here's the thing. When have you ever been a man? When have you ever had a man that you felt he does not see other women? Meaning, see like with his eyes, other women. That is not human, because a human has thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And once the brain is programmed to realize something, it's kind of like this. Let me help you understand something. It's like, you know that too much sugar is not good for you. You know too many carbs is not good for you. When you go on when you have a lifestyle change and you change your life, do you all of a sudden, do you get to a point to where you no longer recognize that that cake, that lemon meringue cake, that apple pie, that red velvet cake, that fried chicken, whatever it is, that Coca-Cola, that beer or vodka or tequila, whatever it is you let go, you never come to a point to where you don't register the taste you had for that and the feeling. Now you can register it and say, I don't want it. You can register it and say, I don't desire it. I don't have a desire for it. But that is something that your mind is making a conscious decision to say, I see that Coca-Cola, or I see that piece of cake or that cookie, or I see, that lemonade, sweet tea, that ninth cup of coffee, but I don't desire it. That is a mind shift to where you are taking control of your mind and saying, I don't desire that. I don't want that. I can't give into it. But it doesn't stop your mind from registering it, because your mind knows what it is. It knows what it exists. You have felt it before. You've tasted it before. So your mind is already programmed and understands what this is. So that's the same thing with a relationship. Humans still register what they know. And the crazy thing about it is, I would see women come in the comments and like berate men for still recognizing a beautiful woman, or realizing that this woman is beautiful, and being a good enough man to make a decision to say, yes, although she's beautiful, I'm married and there's nothing I could do with her. Yes, she is beautiful. Yes, her butt is nice. Yes, her breast is nice. Yes, her smile is perfect. Yes, she looks amazing, but I'm married. So there's nothing I can do with her. It's like, why isn't that good enough? Why isn't him making the right choice good enough? Instead of so many women saying, oh, he shouldn't have even recognized her if he really was in love. If a man is in love, he won't even recognize another woman. He will never register the beauty of another woman. And when I tell you how many times I have seen this, I'm like, wow. Because the problem with it is, if one woman believes it, then that means 10 women believe it. If 10 women believe that, that means 100 women believe it. If 100, that means 1,000. If 1,000, that means 10,000. If 10,000, that means 100,000. And so guess what? I can't monitor. all of my comments forever, all the time. So if this one woman who has no clue what she's talking about, who thinks she understands men, comes in the comment section of any video, not just my video, it could be another person's video, or it could be at the lunch table at work. It could be in the sauna at the gym with just women, and she's like, "Listen, let me tell you this. If a man is in, because listen, I know men, okay? Yeah, I may used to have one of them things swing between my legs before, but no, I don't anymore, okay? But listen, if a man loves you, he will never register the beauty of another woman. He will never lust after another woman. Listen to what I tell you. And if you have a man who he recognizes the beauty of another woman, that is not your man. He does not love you. That is absolutely false. That is hogwash. The whole meaning of being human is choosing between good and evil every day. If we did not register evil, then we would not know what good is. We would not be able to choose good. You make a choice every day. Like, you're a good person, but you still are tempted to steal time from the job, meaning to leave without clocking out, or to have someone clock you in before you've gotten there, or to have someone say that you worked because the manager wasn't coming to work for 2 weeks, to say you worked and you didn't work. The manager's in Tahiti, the supervisor's in Tahiti. To be at home, working from home, but not really working the full amount of time you're supposed to be working. Instead, watching this video when you're actually on the clock at home. See, you're human. You have to make a choice. To be human at no point ever means that you won't be tempted, that you won't lust after something else. But to be a responsible and mature person means you choose to do the right thing. And it was a young lady, YouTube named Yours Truly. She got it. She understood it. Up under that lady's comment, she said, listen, she said, no, a good man is choosing to do the right thing. And that is what it is. It's not that men come to this place to where we are no longer tempted, to where we no longer see beauty of another woman. And listen, the tests get greater and greater and greater. It doesn't go away. That's why I tell men, a lady said her man wants to have a bachelor party. And it's like, even some men have the idea, but we always think we know something until we get there. So a woman will think she knows what a man is and what a man isn't, but until you are a man, you'll never fully know. You'll never fully understand. And the same goes the other way around. That's why I don't do videos for men on why women do this, why women do that, why women do this, because I don't understand women. I don't know everything about a woman. I don't know everything about a man, but I know a whole lot from being a man and being around men my whole life to where I can articulate it. But that's why you don't see videos from me in the large numbers to men saying, hey, the number one thing women hate, the number one thing, because I don't know, because I am a man. So if women argue with me about being a man and about what a real man is, then what do you think women will be doing if I'm on here telling about a woman and what a woman thinks and what a woman feels? When women literally come in the comments and will argue me down, that is not what men want. That is not what men feel. So another lady wrote that. She said, that is not the reason why men leave. I'm like, so okay, 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 so you've been a man, okay, oh, so just thousands of men came and told you why they leave, okay, and this is the thing. I'm like, the reason why we can't get ahead in life, the reason what hinders us is we don't have a dialogue decalogue between the genders. Is when people are willing to open our mouth, when men are willing to open our mouth and to, and when I say men, I mean married faithful men who have been married and faithful for over a decade. Not saying that we are perfect men. Every man makes a mistake. Every man makes a stupid choice, even in marriage. The men who are married and faithful and talking, even we have done stupid things that we are not proud of. And God has graced us. Our wife has forgiven us. And we have had things, 9 out of 10 men have had things our wives have done that we have, that God has graced them and we have forgiven them. You know why? Because humans are going to human. What does that mean? Humans are not perfect. A lot of the women, I guarantee you, a lot of the women who come in the comments arguing about what a man is, what a man isn't, and that a real man doesn't lust and a real man doesn't think about another woman and a real man is never attracted to another woman. I guarantee you those very women are have been in relationships and been attracted to another man, seen another man and said, "Wow, he's handsome," or "Wow, he's gorgeous," or "Wow, he's hot," or "Wow, I haven't seen a man that looks like that." I guarantee it. You know why? Because you're human and you have a brain, and the brain does stuff of its own. You have thoughts in your brain that you will never act on. You've had thoughts in your brain that you will never entertain, but it just was your brain. Your brain did it. You had this thought, and here you are. You're like, okay, wow, what was that? That's how the human brain works. When you study the human mind, you learn that, and you will realize that that is the beauty of the human brain. Is that you have a subconscious mind and you have a conscious mind, that you will have this train of thoughts, this series of thoughts, but have the ability to be able to choose the right thing. That is why they have what they call mentally retarded then and mildly retarded. And what that is the brain has a thought, but the other part of the brain that says, no, I can't do that. No, that is not how you behave. That part of the brain does not function properly. So when I worked in a group home with all men who were all labeled mildly retarded, what the behavior specialist explained to me, she said, Tony, these men are labeled mildly retarded because those of us who are not mildly retarded have the ability to be pushed to the edge, gather ourselves, and back away. She said these men that we're working with, when they are pushed to the edge, they walk off the end of the cliff or they jump off. So what will happen in this environment is, if I ask this client, after I've taken him out on a trip to do his favorite thing and eat his favorite food, when we come back home to the group home and I say, hey, will you go clean your room before showering? He will look at me And after me being his best friend, he will look at me and flick me off and call me the N word over and over and over again. And this is a white male. He will call me the N word over and over and over again while flicking me off. And he will go clean his room. But every time he steps out of that room, he's flicking me off and calling me the N word. And every client had their own different thing that would set them off. And what she was saying is, where you have the ability to make a decision and say, okay, although I feel this, I feel like flicking him off and calling him a racial term now because I'm human too. So I feel that, but I know better than to do that, and I have the self-control not to do that. So I just take it, realizing that his mind and my mind are not developed the same way. So I'm able to be empathetic to him or sympathetic for him or at least understanding. But guess what? Those of us who were not labeled mildly retarded, there were some staff that, and you know, from working in as a CNA, from working in the elderly homes, from working in group homes, people are in there who are seen as high functioning and normal individuals, and they do very crude things to the people in their care. Look at daycares. You have seen the stories of these boys or girls going home with all kind of marks from the staff. You've seen the stories. But yet this person, this adult woman or adult man, has lived their entire life as a high functioning person in society, and then at the age of 30 decides to do something to this person in his or her care. So I'm explaining different scenarios so you understand that this is human. This isn't just relationships. We as humans will all be tempted. And you will be arrogant and ignorant to think that you are above temptation. That is conceit. For any of us to say, oh, I am never tempted. I will never, ever be tempted to cheat on a person I'm in love with. That is ignorance, and it is conceit. What it means is you just have not met your match. You just have not met the person that you did not think exist. You just have not met the person that you didn't think you would ever meet. You have not met the person that is the height, the weight, the build, the smile, the smell, the personality, the demeanor that you did not know existed, that you did not think you would meet. That is what your issue is. So you are conceited in your ignorance, because as humans, we will all be continuously tempted and tested. That is the role of the adversary, to steal and destroy. Steal, K-I, hockey sticks, and destroy. God created evil so that good can overcome. Let me rewind. God created evil so that good can overcome. If there were not temptation, then there would not be the need for a human will. There would not be free will. There will always be temptation, because you have free will to choose to do the right thing or to do the wrong thing. So what a good man is, he is a male that in the midst of temptation, he chooses to do the right thing. That when he sees a woman that looks better than you, that has a nicer body than you, that is younger than you, that is more fit than you, he is not so in love that he says, oh, oh my goodness, this 25-year-old brick house stallion bodied of a woman is disgusting. She's so ugly. Oh, my wife, who has had 4 kids and, rocking her stretch mark. Ooh, come here, stretch mark. Stretch marks. Ooh, I love your stretch mark. Oh my goodness. This woman over here who has never had a child, whose body has never been stretched out, that is disgusting. You over here who them things have got a little sag in them from breastfeeding, and you got the little stretch marks right there. I've never ever seen anything that looks better than that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's the most sexy thing in the world. But that's what a lot of women want to believe is true. That's not human. It's like, and just flip the script. Like, hold yourself to that same level of accountability. And it's like, as a woman, you can be in love with your man. You will never cheat on him. But that does not mean that you don't recognize a man that looks better than him. I remember being at the house in my mom and dad, and we'll have something on the TV, a award show or something, and my mom was like, he fine. Oh my goodness, he look good. He is good. Oh, he is so good looking. And my daddy used to be, Kathy, I'm sitting here. Do you have to act like, what? I'm just saying he good looking. Like, I'm not, he ain't like I could do anything with the man on the TV. Like, what I'm gonna do with the man? I'm just saying he is good looking. And it just, my mom's brain was a type of brain similar to mine. And my mom's brain was a type of brain that if she saw something, she felt something, she said it. She was 100% faithful to my daddy. But she still saw and could recognize that Denzel Washington had a few notches on my daddy, according to what she saw and felt. But look, and I'm gonna tell y'all. No, I can't tell y'all. I can't tell y'all everything now. Can't tell y'all everything. But listen, I work in the industry, and there are men who are praised in the industry as amazing men. As look how long he's been with his wife. Look how long and this and that. And there are women who are whispering throughout the industry, but nobody will say anything because you can't speak out on this, right? You can't speak out on some stuff. If you want to get to where you trying to go without getting your YouTube channel took down, or you can't say certain names because they are in the same associations and groups to where they could call the owner of YouTube, hey, nix it, cancel the whole channel for defamation. So that's why I tell y'all I don't speak names, because the work got to be done, so the name is not that important. But there are men in the acting industry, in the music industry, that are married and are praised in the public for being married to their wife, who by society standards may not be the most attractive, the most beautiful woman. And these men get praised for staying with these women. But these same men who have not become solid, good men require the lead actress to sleep with them in order to be in the movie. The rapper, the singer, to sleep with him before getting signed to the label. So listen, you see what I'm saying? So you can see where a man could be praised as a good man and still not be a good man. But then it's a lot of women that'll get mad at a good man for even having a thought or even recognizing that this woman over here is actually beautiful and choosing not to talk to her, not to flirt with her, and not to sleep with her. But there are so many women that will get angry that he even do you think she's beautiful? Don't lie to me. Do you think she is beautiful? You think she looks better than me? And there are women who will ask questions, and men too, men will do it too. And then we get mad with the answer. Now, see, my wife, she don't ask me questions like that. She don't ask me questions like that. And I asked her a long time ago. I'm like, why you don't, she said, I don't ask anything I don't want to know the answer to. She was like, I got common sense. I'm not finna ask you something when I got common sense. I know you a man. I know you could see. If I could see this woman beautiful, I know you could see she beautiful. If I think this woman is flawless and I don't like women, I don't want to date a woman, I know you as a man could think she flawless. So I'm not finna ask you, do you think such and such is beautiful? Do you think this woman looks better than me? And this is the thing. So a grown man who is mature, what the lady was saying, she was like, well, what sense does this make? Because doesn't that mean that even a good man, according to Tony, will desire something new? Yes. Yes. We could have a desire, meaning we could have a feeling that says, man, I wish, or man, but that's that fleeting thought. That's that temptation. That's that a man's mind will say, I wonder what that's like to be with a woman with a booty like that, with a stomach like that, with breasts like that, with that much money, with, wonder what. Yeah, a man is going to have that thought, but him being a good man, he says, and this is the truth right here that you may not get on any other channel. And this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. And see, this is the thing. The woman, she gonna send the video to her ex-husband. He your ex for a reason. And then he gonna tell her, oh, that's just his opinion. That right there let me know how she don't know men. You can't send this video to a man and expect him, especially if he got any vested interest in you. Especially you can't ask your boyfriend and you can't ask your husband. And if you do ask your man and he faithful, or if you ask your brother or somebody, see, the thing is men, we innately jealous because we're territorial. So a man could be saying 100% truth. And because this man wants to be the man, he want to be that man in your eyes. He wants you to come to him for advice. He don't want you to go to YouTube and get advice. This could be your brother. This could be your daddy. This could be your uncle. Your average man is going to say, oh, no, that ain't true. That's just him. He just talking. Them guys just do that for money. Because you coming to him gives him meaning and purpose in his life. He gets to feel needed. That's a human need, to be needed. So that's one of the requirements that humans have, is to be needed. So you can't even send this video to a man. Send it to him now. You want to test the theory, send it to him. And if you send it to a man and he's honest with you, he'll say, "Babe, I didn't hear a lie. Yeah, a man is gonna be tempted. Yeah, a man is gonna recognize beauty. But if a man is in love with you," and so what the woman wrote in the comment, I responded to it, which I rarely do, but I have to correct ignorance. When you ignorant to a certain thing about men, I have to correct that so that you don't go out here thinking a certain way and you walking away from good men just because you asked him, does he think this woman is beautiful? And he said, yeah, she's beautiful. And then you, yeah, oh my goodness, so you don't love me. You're not in love with me. And it's like, here's the thing, it's semantics. To where if you say, do you desire another woman? Like, do you desire something new? The answer to that is no. Because what I'm calling desire is lust. So he could lust after, meaning he could look and say, wow, her body's amazing. But he doesn't consider that desire in the same meaning that the woman says, do you desire? Because the woman is saying, do you want to go sleep with her? And the man says no, because he's saying, I recognize her beauty, but no, I don't want to go sleep with her because I'm choosing, because if my choice is not to approach her, then that means no, I don't want to sleep with her. Because if the answer was yes, I want to sleep with her, then my choice would be to approach her to try to sleep with her. So it's semantics. It's us having different meanings for the same word. So that's why the conversation stalls and it goes nowhere, because it tomato, tomato, potato, potato. It means one thing to a woman, it means another thing to a man, because we're registering it totally different. And I hope this makes sense. And for me, I'm like, I try to make stuff plain and to help y'all understand. Like, and that's the thing too for a woman, is you have to get out of worrying about, if your man is faithful to you, don't lose sleep over if he thinks this woman looks better than you, if he thinks this woman is more beautiful, if he thinks this woman is, whatever, if he's lusting after this woman, lusting after that woman. If he is faithful to you and he is present with you, don't lose sleep over wondering what his brain is overcoming on a daily basis, because that is his brain, that is his struggle, that's his thing to deal with. Like, the best you could do is just be you, love you, walk in confidence, continue to love yourself, work on yourself, be the absolute best you can be. That's the best you can do. Like, if you get caught up in trying to compete with his thoughts and trying to control his thoughts, like, when my wife sleeps, I do not, like, she's a very active sleeper, and my wife is an active sleeper. My son has more of her, traits than mine. He's a very active sleeper. My wife's mom is a very active sleeper. And so what I mean is they all talk in their sleep. And they all talk in their sleep. And so every single night when my wife goes to sleep, I'm up. And every night when my wife is sleeping, she's like this. Mm, 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 mm. Now I know that I can't, and what I'm telling you, the first time I heard that, you could not convince me that she was not sleeping with another man in her dreams. You could not convince me. And I messed her sleep up for a year or so. I don't know how long it was, because I traumatized. Hey, You sleeping with somebody in your dream. Yes, you will. You sleeping with somebody in your dream. I'm not dumb. It ain't no way in the world that you could be making them sounds and you ain't sleep with nobody in your dream. My wife, she tell me, she said, listen, I don't even dream. I don't remember nothing. I don't even dream. And so I'm Googling this thing. And it's like some people active sleeping. Some people active sleeping. And so what I then later realized is that if you talking in your sleep, only the end of the word is not coming all the way out audibly. So, mm-hmm, 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 so when you talking, but the word not coming out, it sound like you moaning. It sound like you, boy. And still, 14 years married. Last night she was doing it. I have to, and then she turned towards me. I'm sitting up on the phone working. She turned towards me doing it. My wife is not a freak. She not no freak. She not no, she none of that. She not all out there. She don't have no high drive. She ain't none of that. And I live what I know. So I know I'm like this. I'm not married to no nympho or whatever. But I know she active in her sleep. And she be tired. When she wake up, she don't remember what she was dreaming about. And I remember the first time I heard her doing that early in our marriage, I woke up. I woke up out her sleep. What's going on now? Hey, I'm 23, 24 years old. I got to find something out now. Hey, I'm not mature enough to have you moaning I like this now, because what you think about? Now, I know 14 years later that she ain't thinking about no ex-boyfriend. Not at night. Some could pop in there every now and then. But guess what? As a mature adult, I cannot get caught up wrestling and trying to fight with what is going on in her dream. Because let me tell you what happened. The way the mind works, a lot of times the mind replay what you've seen. So my wife actually is probably running and fighting in her dreams because she listened to crime podcasts all day long. When she working, when she moving around, she listen to crime podcasts. And when she not listening to a crime podcast, she reading a fiction book. And in this fiction book, it's all kind of steamy stuff going on in there. And this woman right here dealing with this man, but this man talking to that woman. So she probably could be solving crimes in her sleep. She is a lawyer in the courtroom. She arguing a case. She prosecuting somebody. Like anything in the world could be going on. And what the Lord said to me is like, listen, even if the devil do plant something in her head, at least it's in a dream and not in real life. You could check that phone anytime. You ain't seen a single man in her text messages, not a single man in her DM, not a single man in her inbox. So what are you warring with in your mind? You losing sleep trying to control her mind when this could all be the adversary playing on your mental health, trying to give you anxiety, trying to have you in a state of worry, when you need to just calm down, relax, and just go on to bed. And then what the Lord reminds me of is don't worry about what's going on in her dream. Worry about what's going on in your dream. And the Lord remind me, you done had some dreams. You done had some dreams that you might be tearing something up and it ain't got no face on it. You wearing that thing out and it ain't got no face on it. So Lord, you done had it done been some stuff that played back in your head. And you know what? The Lord reminded me of when my mind would have dreams. And I had to war with that. But when I purified my spirit and when I got married and I became 100% faithful to one woman, my dreams changed. So now, if I have a dream and it's a dream like that, I kid you not, my wife is in my dream. I kid you not. I told my wife that she didn't even believe it. She didn't even believe it. I said, baby, when I have me a dream, like a nasty dream, I'm like, it's you. Whatever. Stop that line. Whatever. And now my wife, she the type, she studied First 48. She studied criminal investigations. She the type to where if she guilty, I have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. If a man slipped into her dream, that's nothing that's ever gonna get admitted. And it should not be admitted because humans can't handle your every thought. And that's the ignorance that some people have because they have a guilt trip. They're like, oh, I want to be honest. Listen, your brain, your mind is your mind. Every single thought that races through your mind is not intended to be blurted out. It's not intended to be told. That's why it's a brain in your head. That's why it's not connected to where every single thing it thinks comes out of your mouth automatically. That's why it's another part of your brain that registers and says, we should not say this. A lady said, Tony, how did you curtail cursing? I think before I speak. So before I say anything, I say it in my head. If there's a curse word in it, I remove the curse word, then I say it. So thinking before I speak. If you can't think before you speak, then that is a mental issue that you would need to get checked out and need to get some help on. So understand this. As humans, we cannot control the mind of other humans, the thoughts of other humans. We cannot war against that. We cannot battle with that. We cannot compete with that. We can talk till we blue in the face. I can go out here right now because I hear my wife up moving around and ask her, hey, now what you were dreaming about last night? Now tell me the truth now. You know, do we need to be more active? Like, are you desiring more than what we doing? And that's why it's coming out of your dream? Because I done did this before to my wife. And she said, no, oh my goodness, you get on my nerves with that. Do not ask why. I don't even dream. I can't even remember. I don't even remember dream. I don't even dream at night. That's what she tell me. I don't even dream at night. And so I learned, you know what? Don't just let it go. Just let that go. That's not something that matters in the grand scheme of things. Some people, some people worship dreams, read dream books, try to be Joseph the dreamer, try to interpret dreams. That's all a waste of your time. Some people want to get into the mind of their partner, understand, what are you thinking? What are you feeling? What are you dealing with? What do I need to do? Oh, do I need to rip this off? Oh, do you desire her? Here, have me. Like, no, none of that is going to cure anything. It's women that they literally think they got to suck and duck every single day, and that's going to curve their man's desire for other women. No, it is not. That's intensifying it. You are feeding his lust. You're teaching him to not have self-control. So now not only does he take what you give him, but he wants even more than you because you are ramping up the desire by feeding it so much. It's gaining so much strength and power because you're feeding it so much. But when he has to go without now, and you have a normal, which may be one time a week, coming together with your partner one time a week is normal and healthy. If 3 times a week should be the max. If you going more than 3 times a week, that's when things, the body start to get sore. The body should be sore. If the body not sore, some up, some up with y'all. Come on now. That's a bit much. But when you understand the mind and you understand how that lust being fed could get stronger and stronger and stronger, to where when you get this little taste, now you want it again and again and again. But when you got to go a few days without, you learn self-control. You learn temperament, you learn patience. And that helps you kind of gauge yourself and guide yourself, and you have some strength, some power here. So this is what you got to understand. So this video went way longer, but sometimes I have to overteach. My videos are not for people who just passing by and people, oh, you talk too much. Blah, blah, blah. If you're not here to learn and grow and really to be immersed in knowledge and really getting to know yourself and pushing yourself to the next level, this is the wrong page for you. You got to go to the clickbait channels that they just coming up with catchy titles, catchy thumbnail, and doing a video 5 to 7 minutes just because they want to make money on YouTube. I'm here to really help people, to teach people. Yes, I'm going to make money, but I'm going to do it with purpose. I'm going to do it with purpose, with the right intention. So that's why my video is longer, because I really want to try to hit on every point. And even as long as they are, I still miss points. So it still will be somebody in the comment, oh, well, see, this one thing you left out. And see, this is what I want to say. So it's like I could talk a whole hour and still have holes in the message, because it's just that many points. It's that many angles. And it depends on if you trying to listen to learn or you trying to listen to critique and argue. That just depends on how the message falls on your ears. And what I miss in this, it'll be another video that's picking up on what I missed. That's pointing out them holes that I thought was common sense, but somebody addressed it that is not common sense to them, and I left it out. So now I got to do another video, and that's what keep my videos going. People not fully understanding the last video. So hey, it's Tony Gasson. God bless you. We'll talk soon.